Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Brian Morris coming at you from Clown World Network here in the great state of Texas. That's right, I'm in Weatherford, Texas. This is my hotel here, and we are looking forward to having a great show for you this evening. I am so excited about this show. You do not even know what we are dealing with. It's just a great show. So here we are in Texas. We're coming at you in a little different format than what we normally come at you in. So it's kind of exciting because we're getting a chance to really extend ourselves out there as far as what we're able to do with technology and where we're able to go with the show. So this is a great time to be here at Clown World Network as we hit episode 20. That's right, this is the 20th episode of Clown World Network, and we are excited to bring it to you right here. Remember, we need you to like, share, follow, subscribe, and comment. And I am waiting for your comments so we can go ahead and, continue to build our relationship, our viewership, and our show. But I want to get right into it tonight because it is late. I know it's late, but we are really have some great stuff for you this evening, and hopefully you'll come away a little bit happier, a little less stressed, and be able to enjoy your evening. I'm going to do a little bit of adjustment here. So we're going to lead off with the Whitehouse dogs, the Biden family dogs. That's right. The Whitehouse has, the Biden family has two German Shepherds that they brought to the White House with them. And yesterday, after a biting incident involving White House security, the Biden family dogs have been shipped back to Delaware. Unfortunately, information on the condition of the victim hasn't been released, but it was serious enough to remove them from the White House. Major, who is a 3-year-old and the younger of the two Biden siblings, has been known to show agitated behavior on multiple occasions. It's like people have talked about it before. And the older of Biden's German Shepherds is Champ, who's approximately 13 and has slowed down physically due to his advanced age. I'm sure that's why Joe likes him, because he's slowed down physically. They kind of keep up with each other. They probably have good long talks together. But if you remember back in January, Biden had a cast on his foot. He wasn't sure if it was his left foot or right foot because sometimes he would be photographed with on his left foot, other times it was on the right foot. But he gave us a story that he had fractured his foot in January because of the dogs. So them being unruly is really nothing new, right? I mean, at the time, Biden explained the situation as this. I'm walking through this little hallway to get to the bedroom, and I grabbed the ball like this, and he ran, and I was joking, running after him to grab his tail. And what happened is he slipped on a throw rug, and I tripped on the rug, and he slid on it. Yeah, that was Joe's recount. Now, if I was Joe's dogs, I would probably be running too if you're trying to grab my tail and you think it's funny, right? But we all know Joe likes to scratch and sniff, so I'm sure he was just grabbing his tail just to be affectionate. Major and Champ moved into the house in January, and they're already gone, less than 2 months into it. I can only hope that the same fate is going to befall the Biden, Harris, Kamala, and Joe, that we can get them out of the White House and ship them back to wherever they came from as well. Because honestly, I feel for the dogs. I mean, can you imagine being their dogs? Like how horrible that would be. Joe is losing his mind and probably forgets that they're even there sometimes, but whatever. Anyway, Joe, speaking of Joe's mental state, this is something that's been covered quite a bit on everywhere but mainstream media. In fact, mainstream media has been doing a lot to lie and cover up about the condition of Joe. So for over 2 years, we've watched the liberal media literally deny the American people what they're witnessing a deterioration in Joe's mental health, mental capacity, and ability to formulate sentences and run the country. So Joe and his mid-dementia, I really call it mid-dementia. I'm actually in Texas to attend a funeral of a family member that had actually had advanced dementia and Alzheimer's and passed away just recently. So I've seen it, and I see a lot of the same traits, typical traits, that Joe exhibits when we get a chance to see him speak. So his gaffes and his speeches are getting harder and harder for the liberals to hide. They've been fortunate enough to have the mask, to be able to hide behind the mask. But now the masks are, people are starting to loosen up a lot of things. But they've been making excuses for all of his gaffes. They said he has a stuttering problem. They said, whatever, he was tired. They continue to cover for him. The same media that has gone after Trump for everything from the way he dresses on the golf course to Barron Trump, the same media that went after Barron Trump has covered up a deficiency in our president. Isn't the job of the media to expose this stuff and to educate us and keep us aware and apprised of what's going on? But in a Rasmussen poll Tuesday, it showed that 34% of voters say they are very confident of Joe Biden's physical and mental ability. 34% believe that Joe Biden has the physical and mental capacity to run our country. But on the other side of that, 40% are very concerned with Joe's mental and physical state. So more people are concerned about the capacity of our president to run the country because of his physical and mental ability than the people who are confident in that. 34% of people believe that Joe Biden is competent. They're confident in Joe Biden's physical and mental ability. It's not like Joe Biden's at the end of his freaking term. We're in not even month 2 yet. And already there's questions. Month 2, right? The 20th will be the second month that he's been in office. The 20th. And we've got only 34% confidence in his mental and physical ability to do his job. The number's only going to continue to go up of people who don't think that he has the mental capacity. It's going to go down for people who do think he has the mental capacity. Here's the reason why. Joe Biden has yet to address the American people. He's been in office almost 2 months. We didn't have a State of the Union address. We didn't have that really. The inauguration speech was pretty much pre-recorded. And he has not addressed the American people. Now, tomorrow that's going to change. He's going to address the American people. Obviously, they can't hide him forever. But when in history have we had a president, a new freaking president, during one of the most controversial elections in the history of the United States, with so much being called into fraud and all the name calling, the carpetbagging, and everything else that's happened, and our president hasn't even decided that he should make it a priority to address the American people. Now, that's probably a call from his handlers or somebody, probably his doctors, who are saying, hey, if he has to do this, he's really going to have problems. But that changes tomorrow. He's going to have to speak before the people tomorrow. Now, I get it. It's not a press conference. It's a pre-recorded speech. It's a speech. It's a speech. It's something that somebody else writes. You read it on a teleprompter. That's what we're going to hear tomorrow. We're not hearing Joe in action. We're not hearing Joe at his best. You can put an actor up there, and I quite frankly think there's more than one Joe Biden, because I've been looking through the pictures, and like I said, fortunately, they can hide him behind a mask, but sometimes he's very articulate, makes no mistakes, but the picture doesn't look like him. I don't know. But if he's losing the American people not even 2 months in, Joe, how are you going to have any confidence with foreign dignitaries? How are you going to be taken seriously when you have to do things with other nations and draw lines in the sand that other people can't cross? Or are you just not intending to do that, right? It's just a free-for-all in America right now. So I'm going to ask this question. With Joe's failing health, and we know issues with the ability to speak, who's really asking, or who's really running the country? Who's really making the decisions? I hesitate because I really don't want to believe this, but Kamala Harris took another call with another foreign leader on behalf of Joe Biden on Tuesday. Harris spoke with the Prime Minister of Norway, Erna Solberg, as Joe Biden wandered around in a Washington, D.C. hardware store where all he could do was repeat the same lines that he used on the campaign trail. We're going to get through this. This is Joe, and he said, like multiple times, we're going to get through this. That's the same thing that he said on the campaign trail. So this is his priority, not addressing the American people, walking around an empty hardware store. I don't know what it's proving. I didn't even see him buy anything, so it wasn't like he was helping the business. In fact, I'm pretty sure he drove business away, but he's not helping businesses reopen because he's still trying to keep these draconian mandates in place, and he's not taking phone calls from dignitaries, from freaking presidents, from prime ministers, from people who are important that you're supposed to be in contact with. But in this call, Kamala Harris thanked the Prime Minister for Norway's close security partnership with the United States and generous contributions to development and health security efforts around the world, according to a readout of that call. Now, they have to send out these readouts because, again, this is supposed to be public record, interactions. So they, little thing, oh, great, Kamala Harris took the thing, blah, blah, blah. Last Thursday, just about a week ago, we reported that Kamala Harris spoke to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel. And last month, we also reported that Joe Biden spent an entire weekend napping and playing Mario Kart with his granddaughter at Camp David as Kamala Harris fielded calls from heads of state with France and Canada. And this is the scary part about this. When we had Trump in office, Trump, even though Mike Pence was very competent, very confident, and very stoic, he had a very good presence about him when he spoke to people. He could speak intelligently, he could speak with compassion, but he was also speaking on behalf of Trump. Now, people knew where Trump stood, and the reason why is because Mike Pence rarely spoke to foreign leaders. Trump preferred to speak with him himself, let them know, hey, I'm the big dog in the block. I'm the guy in charge. I'm the guy running stuff. Remember that. You're having to deal with me. You're not dealing with a lackey. But here we have Kamala Harris, who doesn't really have a lot of credibility to begin with. I hate the sound of her freaking voice and her freaking laugh. Can you imagine her having like a buddy call with prime minister or president of another company? She starts that cackle. Oh my gosh. I would be like, just bomb them. If I was somebody else, what can we do stupid to just bomb them? But it's sad. Some think that the influx of the heartwarming stories about Biden playing Mario Kart is a good thing because it shows the human side of the president. But this is his first 2 months. He has not been in office for 2 solid months as of yet. So I believe it's overlooking politically significant narratives. Overlooking them. Let's put emphasis on the fact that he's playing freaking Mario Kart, while we overlook the border crisis that we created with an executive order, the rise of COVID in the southern border states where we have an influx of illegal immigrants, fact that states are suing us and trying to go against our executive orders, the fact that we still have businesses that are suffering, the fact that we haven't got out our stimulus checks. I mean, aren't there a number of other things that we should be reporting on other than Mario Kart or whatever? This is not what a president does, and this is not what the media does when a president doesn't do his freaking job. This is reality, guys. There's no way Biden's doing his job. You got Kamala Harris making these phone calls. So I think we have, a lot of controversy. We have a lot of issues going on. And the fact that the president of the United States, the leader of the free world, hasn't even called the leader of Israel since becoming president. He hasn't even called him. This is supposed to be our ally. They depend on us for security, for help stabilization. Without us, Israel would be deeply screwed. So one of the first calls you would make as a president is to your Israel prime minister. But who makes that call? Kamala Harris. There's some big questions in my mind. And I think that, why not? Why introduce Joe? It doesn't even matter because Joe isn't going to be there. There she is. Look at her. Imagine her cackling on the phone. This lady is not presidential, but she sure thinks she is. And believe me, she's positioning herself very well. Now I'm all about, we got our first woman vice president. I get it. We got a lot of neat things going on. But Monday happened to also be International Women's Day. And how did the Biden White House support this? All right. Yeah. Picture this. Let me just paint a picture. We're in a war, and we're sending in paratroopers, and paratroopers are parachuting into enemy territory, and we parachute our pregnant, combat-ready women in their new maternity flight suits. Yeah. The Biden House announced that the U.S. military is focusing on maternity flight suits for pregnant women. I'm sorry, what? Is it really that important that we're so inclusive that now we parachute pregnant women into battle-torn country? I'm sorry. Did I miss something? I get it. We have to be all inclusive, and we can't have oh man, I'm just having a hard time with this because where does the common sense? We've already degendered like Mr. Potato Head. We've gotten rid of some Dr. Seuss books. We're starting to cancel culture on the cartoons, and now we're going to focus on maternity flight suits. Oh, check this video out.
Where we're making good progress designing body armor that fits women properly, tailoring combat uniforms for women, creating maternity flight suits, updating requirements for their hairstyles. And some of it is going to take an intensity of purpose and mission to really change the culture and habits that cause women to leave the military.
Updating requirements on their hairstyles. Maternity flight suits. Oh my gosh. You know what, Joe? I just can't figure him out. He just keeps getting better and better. The longer he's in office, the more people are going to question his mental stability. But at some point, they've got to start questioning the agenda that's happening in the White House right now. They've really got to look at what's happened. You know, we're only 7 weeks into this presidency. 7 freaking weeks, people. And this is the kind of shit we're getting from this person. And we're getting, oh man. You know, again, I'm all for, the whole women's thing and women are equal. I mean, hell, Michelle Obama is going to be inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame later this year on October 2nd. How about that? You want to hear about comical stuff. So Michelle Obama has emerged as one of the most influential and iconic women of the 21st century. The National Women's Hall of Fame website is touting Michelle Obama as one of the most influential and iconic women of the 21st century. I don't understand what makes her so freaking iconic. Nothing. When she graduated from Harvard, she went to the Harvard Law School. Now, Harvard, good college, right? Harvard Law School. Most people who go to Harvard Law School pass the bar exam. She failed it. Of all nationwide, less than 4% of people who take the bar exam fail. 4%! And rarely are any of those people from Harvard. Why? Because Harvard is one of the best schools to prepare you to be in that field. And to be that, that's where you're supposed to meet your connections and take off, right? She failed the bar exam. So we kind of know, maybe her intellectual ability is in question. She's kind of wasteful. Recently she went on to Oprah to showcase her $4,000 boots that she had bought and was wearing. Kind of rub it in our face. Look at these $4,000 boots, right? Showcasing them, like bragging about them. She's a braggart. Oh my gosh, man. Some of this just blows me away. Who the hell ever heard about Michelle Obama doing anything noteworthy except maybe, hating America? The thing about Michelle Obama is I have a feeling, and I may be way off base, a conspiracy theory, whatever, but I have a feeling someday the truth's going to come out that Michelle Obama was the first transgender spouse to a president. And I may be wrong. You can criticize me for my opinions, but I really believe, and I've done enough research on it to believe that Michelle Obama is probably formerly known as Michael Robinson. And I have a feeling that this is just one more way for them to break down the walls of gender, because that seems to be a huge attack. And we're going to honor somebody who really has never done anything and who honestly hates freaking America. She's never shown a love of America. She's never even shown a love of American citizens, American people. The only thing she's ever shown a love for is things that destroy America and socialistic agendas and things like that. So I'm really, it was a no-brainer today to make Michelle Obama our episode 20 Clown of the Day. I think we're having some technical difficulties here. Guess what? I'm the episode 20 Clown of the Day. This is what happens when you're trying to do something remotely. Hey, Lauren, if you're back at the studio, buddy, wake up. Please wake up. Oh, you know what? Guess what we forgot to do today? We forgot to bring up our Clown of the Day video. So we'll post it. We'll have it. It is what it is. But Michelle Obama is our Clown of the Day. Oh, I just got a message that said, my shirt is Order Over Chaos. So this is a blue line shirt. This is a blue line shirt. It's basically saying we choose order over chaos. It's kind of a double-edged statement. Yes, I do have roughly about 300 shirts. I order all the time for these shows, and I try to always have something unique and new so that you can have something to stare at as we're doing the show. But since we didn't have our Clown of the Day, I'll be your Clown of the Day, and apologize for that. But you know what? We've had a great time. This has been a great episode. Number 20 in the books. Now, this is 20, but there's actually like over 30-something shows that you'll see, because the first 10 we were kind of doing as trials until we got our studio done and we're able to get in some different software and whatnot. So this is our kind of an anniversary, our first 20. It takes a lot to do these things, and today I was kind of conflicted because it was getting so late out here. And fortunately, I got some great support from my producer, Lauren, who said, hey, we've been consistent. Let's not break that tradition no matter how late it is. Let's continue to go. So here we are. Again, I have to thank you for your support. I have to thank you for your continued patronage, your continued support of the show, for sharing. I've seen a lot of shares going out, for your comments, for liking, following, subscribing, and inviting your friends. That's the only way we're going to continue to grow. We have some great stuff coming up for you. So tonight we had a chance to actually spend some time with Mike Mcdowell. For those of you who don't follow sports, Mike Mcdowell is the Daytona 500 champion for 2021. So we're excited. We're going to bring that video to you on Monday as part of our Make America Great Again Monday. Mike Mcdowell is a local Arizona boy and has family here as well. So we had a chance to really engage with him this evening, got some great interviews from him and his family. We're probably going to devote half our episode to him on Monday because his story is so compelling. He's a very God-fearing man. We're excited about this as well. Another cool thing that happened today is we're working on getting an interview with Mike Lindell. Now, obviously, he follows right in line with where we're at with the show, and we would love to have him on, have a chance to give him some questions, and have him, just basically give us and share some knowledge with us. The guy is an amazing person. I really enjoyed the opportunity to speak with his staff today, and we're excited about having him on the show. So I hope you guys will stay tuned for that as well. On that news, it's just past midnight here in the great state of Texas. I'm excited about this. I get off the plane, and today was the 10th. So the 10th was the day that Texas has pretty much lifted the mask requirements and also allowed things to get back to full capacity. So you can go into a restaurant. You don't have to wear a mask to your seat. You don't have to wear them. It is such a pleasure to walk around in a Walmart or at a Target or in a restaurant and see hardly anyone wearing a mask. Now, there's still people who will make that choice. That's what this is. It's a choice, right? They'll make that choice to wear their mask, and that's all power to them. You know, the CDC and all these state governments sold it as my mask protects you, your mask protects me. That was a great sales pitch because what they did is they placed you in a guilt responsibility position. Now, think about what that means. That means that your mask doesn't protect you. Your mask protects somebody else, and their mask protects you. So if you don't wear your mask, then you don't care about anybody else around you, right? And then on the converse of that, you're looking at people who aren't wearing masks because they don't care about you and they don't care about the other people around you. So think about this. Think about how important that statement is. My mask protects you, your mask protects me. It's not about my mask being protecting for me because masks are not supposed to allow things to get into my body. It's about me expelling and being a problem for everyone else. So people, if they want to wear masks, that's fine. If you're sick, you should wear a mask. We definitely are looking at people differently when they cough in public. It's a really weird dynamic. But I will tell you today, I saw more beautiful faces, more beautiful smiles, more light in people's eyes, people picking their head back up because for the last year, people have been doing this a lot because we're kind of like shielded, like bandits, right? We're like, oh, can't see anybody. You don't know what they're feeling, don't know what they're thinking. Now we get to see their beautiful faces and their beautiful smiles. Texas is doing it right, and I love them for it. So thank you, Texas, for leading the way and allowing me to see a bunch of people's new smiles. My daughter is so excited to be at school tomorrow. She actually said to me, I have to go to school tomorrow. There's no more masks. And I will tell you, Claire is not a big fan of school because she's bored, because she's highly intelligent, but she gets to go to school tomorrow, more excited because she didn't have to wear masks. How awesome is that? So here we are, close of episode 20. Thank you, Texas. Hope the rest of you states are listening out there. As always, everyone, be good to each other. Know that I love you, and I'll talk to you all real soon. And remember, it's a clown world out there. All of you need to stay safe. Have a good evening.